Right now, live at 5, cool and calm weather conditions are benefiting the Northland wildfire fight. The latest update from officials. Plus, many are asking how they can help the teams fighting those fires. We're breaking down what is being accepted and the creative ways people are showing their appreciation. But first, we now know 13 U.S. servicemen were killed in yesterday's suicide bombing in Kabul. We're taking a look at the latest updates out of Afghanistan.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening, I'm Natalie Grant. Kristen is on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. Defense officials say they are prepared for and are expecting more attack attempts in Kabul, one day after a suicide bombing killed more than 150 people, including 13 U.S. service members. Today, President Biden said the U.S. will complete their mission. Skylar Henry is at the White House with the latest.
The Pentagon now says there was only one suicide bomber in Thursday's attack outside Kabul's international airport, setting off an explosion that killed 13 U.S. service members and many more Afghan civilians. The group known as ISIS-K has claimed responsibility.
We still believe there are credible threats. In fact, I'd say specific credible threats.
President Biden met with his national security team Friday ahead of his first face-to-face sit-down with Israel's new prime minister, Naftali Bennett.
We've evacuated more than 12,000 additional people out of the airport in the last 24 hours. We will complete the mission.
The White House says U.S. commanders updated the president on plans to develop ISIS-K targets and told him the next few days will be the most dangerous period to date for the mission in Afghanistan.
The president and the military feel they have all the authorities they need to attack ISIS-K.
Congressional Republicans have vowed to hold President Biden accountable for the chaotic U.S. withdrawal.
There will be a day of reckoning, and we have a constitutional rights.
Flags at the White House and other federal buildings will fly at half-staff until August 30th to honor the victims. Officials say the roughly 5,000 U.S. troops on the ground are taking maximum force protection measures as they continue to evacuate thousands from Kabul airport. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The U.S. Marine Corps confirms that 11 of the 13 U.S. service members killed Thursday were Marines. CBS News has learned that the other two fallen were a Navy soldier and an Army soldier. They are also learned tonight that 1,100 of Minnesota's National Guard soldiers deployed to Kabul airport were injured in yesterday's attack. Now, Minnesota Congressman Pete Stauber shared that information this afternoon. He says he was relieved to hear that they were all safe, but is still concerned for their safety. The Guard members are among 5,000 troops helping with evacuations. Stauber says that the threat of another terror attack remains high. He called the Guard members the best among us and says his office is ready to help as needed. Well, here in Duluth, there is a concert raising money to help homeless veterans, and it's underway. Here's a live look at Tribute Fest happening right now in Bayfront Festival Park. Tonight's shows feature Metallica, AC/DC, and a Lynyrd Skynyrd tribute band. The show will be back on tomorrow. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we'll have local reactions to what's happening in Afghanistan and where veterans can find help. Turning things over to Dave for a quick first look at the weather. It's definitely a gloomy, rainy day out there, something we kind of need.
Yeah, exactly what we need, so we have to grin and bear it, but we're still bearing some alerts here, so let's get into the maps and take a look at that pesky air quality alert. Still in effect for northern Minnesota through Sunday now. At least it's evacuated northwestern Wisconsin. Folks there are getting a break. Another night not to go boating in a small craft along Lake Superior shoreline. Small craft advisory in effect overnight. And it's not a good night for swimming on Park Point or Wisconsin Point either. Beach hazard alert because of the threat of rip currents in effect there as well. But again, we're hoping for some rainy payoffs here in our area. And we've been getting a little bit here today. And there's still a chance for more tonight, with a better chance perhaps on Saturday, upwards of a 70% shot. And with temperatures warming up again by tomorrow, we just might be inducing a couple of thunderstorms into the mix. And south of Duluth, maybe some of those could become severe. Short-term forecast tonight, the rain chance is 60%, low temp down around 60. Then for Saturday, if we only made the 60s today, we'll get into the mid-70s at least tomorrow, with a 70% rain chance. But the rain chance may fade away pretty rapidly on Sunday. And temperatures, well, they'll be going back into the 70s, perhaps even 80s for some towns. We'll talk about for how long coming up with the 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Some good news tonight to report on the Greenwood fire that's burning near Isabella. There's been no major growth in the last 24 hours as it remains about 26,000 acres in size. Officials say cooler temps and higher humidity have helped crews slow the spread and get containment lines set up of the northeast side of the fire. 481 people are helping with that firefight. Many of them are from other parts of the country. No structures have been damaged since the fire made its destructive run on Monday. Now, the Greenwood fire's fast track has left property owners in its wake worrying that their home or cabin could be claimed next. That's where a new online map comes into play. The GIS map, developed by Matthew Goodman with the St. Louis County, shows evacuation zones provided by the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Property owners can find their home or cabin in relation to those zones and the fire. Goodman hopes his tool will save authorities from fielding tons of calls from concerned property owners. Goodman says this was a team effort between multiple counties and the Forest Service.
Well, thankfully, one thing I've noticed is that cooperation and collaboration between the emergency managers in northeastern Minnesota is really strong, as well as the GIS community.
The evacuation zones can be looked up by address, road closures, trail closures, and much more. For a link to the map, you can head over to our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Minnesota's top natural resources leader has been able to meet some of the crew members fighting the Greenwood fire. According to their Twitter account, DNR Commissioner Sarah Stroman stopped in the Northland on Thursday. She also visited DNR forestry and state park staff members in Finland and Moose Lake. Stroman went on to say how grateful she is for these incredible employees. Well, some positive news out of the Boundary Waters tonight. Two of the larger fires burning there did not grow yesterday. The John Eck fire is around 1,500 acres. Crews did not need to make any water drops, and today they plan to make their first entry into that remote forest area. Residents on the nearby Gunflint Trail are still in that pre-evacuation mode. Meanwhile, the Whelp fire is also stayed at 50 acres today. Crews started laying those hose lines today. Both fires were started by lightning. There's also no major growth to report within any of the 8 fires burning in the Boundary Waters. Well, firefighters from all over are working hard to keep the Greenwood fire under control. They say the community has been showing them lots of support. But among the postcards and thank you letters, people are also wanting to donate food and water to those on the front lines. CBS3's Quinn Gorham is in the newsroom tonight to explain how even those good intentions might not be allowed to be had.
A total of 480 people are fighting the Greenwood fire. While some are from volunteer fire departments in the area, many others came here at the request of incident management teams. Under that federal agency's protocols, they're not actually allowed to accept donated food, water, or other supplies. Larry Bickle with the Eastern Area Incident Management Team says it all comes down to simple safety procedures. He says when the crews receive food and other supplies from outside sources, they have no way of verifying how those materials were prepared. Bickle says even though they aren't allowed to take donations, seeing all the community support them has been great.
Hey, make a sign, put it out in your yard. These guys driving by, they're tired. You know, they see somebody honking their horn. We're putting signs up. Not to get emotional, but, you know, we're emotional too. We're just like you.
Bickle says you can also express your support to firefighters with letters and postcards. You can also donate to foundations that help support and fund firefighters like the Wildland Firefighters Foundation or the Red Cross. Some volunteer departments also accept donations. You may be wondering about how the firefighters get enough food and water if they're not able to accept those kinds of donations. Bickle says they're a self-sustaining organization and have enough food and water supplies to feed their crews.
Well, thanks, Quinn. Well, there are some other workarounds. The Tower Fire Department is doing a donation drive. They say they're donating directly to the Minnesota DNR, which they tell us are able to receive those donations. Well, 5 Northland fire departments are getting thousands of dollars in grant money. The money is coming from the Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. Now, according to the Northland Firewire, the departments will use the money for operations and safety. You can see the different departments getting the money on your screen. Floodwood is getting the most at $231,000. And according to the Firewire, they plan to buy fire apparatus. Still to come on Live at 5 as communities gear up. One Northwest Wisconsin mountain biking festival. A local group is kicking off a bike raffle. Details next as we take you around the Northland, city by city.
CBS News Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley on CBS.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-816-8219. That's 800-816-8219.
Storm damage happens, and when it does, turn to Peak Construction Roofing, the Northland's storm damage experts. Peak simplifies the process for you every step of the way. We offer insurance claims assistance and free storm damage inspections. Call Peak Construction Roofing today and let us take care of you.
At Economy Garages, we build made to order. All the way from here to the Canadian border. We'll take all your rough ideas, turn them into your dreams. Economy of labor and time is what we're all about. Built right and priced right. No need to worry, we'll come to the site. Call Economy Garages when you want it done right.
When we talk about quality journalism, we're not talking about a once-in-a-while thing. Our team of experienced award-winning journalists has one goal: to tell the most compelling, honest, and accurate stories that impact you and your community. Because this is our home, too. Live, local, CBS3.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. Weeknights on CBS.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain, if you could believe it, where despite how it looks out there, Movies in the Park is on for tonight. They'll be showing Tom and Jerry. Starts at 7:55. Dave will be in with this week's weather forecast in just a few minutes, but first let's take a look around the region. A weekend stroll through the forest in Cloquet, and a happy reopening for a bakery in Virginia. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Well, we are starting things off in Cable, Wisconsin tonight, where the Chequamegon Area Mountain Bike Association kicked off their annual Bike-a-Palooza raffle sale yesterday. The annual bike raffle will run through the Mountain Bike Festival in mid-September. The raffle will be giving away 4 state-of-the-art bikes, from a full suspension mountain bike to a fat tire bike. The event raffle will take place at the CAMBA after party at the Sawmill Saloon the weekend of the Mountain Bike Festival. Next, we're heading to Cloquet, where the public library is hosting a community event for the Forestry Center tomorrow. The program is titled Celebrate Native American Stories and will feature several events throughout the day, such as 2-story strolls on the Forestry Center trails, storytelling at the main pavilion, and a free book giveaway. The event will run from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Speakers will include local authors and educators who are members of the Lake Superior Ojibwe. And we're wrapping up tonight with a positive update to a story that we brought you back in mid-July. A fire on July 9th caused extensive smoke and water damage to Pep's Bake Shop in Virginia, Minnesota. Well, after a month and a half of cleaning up and getting back up and running, the bakery was able to reopen earlier this week. The Virginia Fire Department, who was on the scene knocking down the fire at the next door jewelry store, stopped by yesterday for the grand reopening. Well, if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, a Duluth restaurant had to call the fire department twice yesterday, and now they're asking for the community support. How you can help in just a few minutes.
Thicker cloud cover and an easterly wind today dropped our high temp down to 65. The normal is 74. But those clouds also dropped a 1/4 inch of rain on the Twin Ports. Not every town that lucky, at least not yet. We'll talk about the odds for more rain through tomorrow, coming up after our break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
During the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture, everything's on sale. Save up to 30% on all living room, dining, and bedroom. Get free no-contact shipping plus 3-year special financing with no money down, no minimum purchase. The Labor Day sale, now at Home Furniture.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier. I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Not all internet is created equal. If you want internet that's even faster than advertised, if you want Wi-Fi on Mega Blast, if you want enough power to power all the things, that's asking for more than a lot. That's demanding extreme, and you deserve it.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel, weekday mornings on CBS. During the Labor Day sale at Home Sleep Express, get up to $700 off Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets, plus a $300 home shopping card, free delivery, setup, and no money down 6-year special financing. Labor Day Tempur-Pedic savings at Home Sleep Express.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Coming up tonight at 6, with recent devastation in Afghanistan, we're checking in with local vets on mental impact and the services they can go to for help.
Today's rain chance was hit or miss, but a better shot could be coming for Saturday. We'll talk about it at 6.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. Weeknights on CBS.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
The rain chance began yesterday afternoon, really with just dribbles and spits here and there, and it's picked up a little bit today, but not as much as we really need. But we're getting there because we still have more chances coming through tomorrow night, and hopefully we finally end up with some decent totals. So far since midnight, well, 0.4 of an inch International Falls, about 1/10 from Hibbing towards Two Harbors, 1/4 inch here in Duluth, 1/3 of an inch in Hinckley. Really just a couple of hundredths for a lot of folks in Wisconsin, but 60 to 70% chances that rain's going to cross the border tonight. We're going to get a little bit before things wind up on Sunday morning, and we go dry again then for a couple of days. We talk about those days after these current conditions. Airport in Duluth, 62. 93% for the relative humidity. That's pretty thick, all right. And that's why we're looking at some fog by the shoreline. No alerts for that yet, but that could happen overnight. Easterly winds going 14 miles per hour, so that's doing its part to blow away the fog. Fog can be pushed by the wind, but if that slacks off, and it might, especially in Wisconsin, then the fog could pop up. Air pressure is at 29.98 inches of mercury. And now we move to our current temperatures, and they came down today, all right. Normal is 74. We have 67 to 69 in the UP. We're looking at 62 to 68 degrees in northwestern Wisconsin. So hot spot runs from Ashland to Hayward. Cool spot is over towards Superior and Oliver. We're looking at low 60s for Cloquet and Moose Lake, 61 Two Harbors and Grand Marais by the lake, and Ely and Eveleth and Hibbing and Big Fork too. So high temps only in the 60s today. Could give way back to a range of 75 to even 83 tomorrow. So it isn't going to stay cool forever. You can see a warm front bubbling up to our south there with those big red pips. That's what's going to be bringing in a temperature increase for tomorrow and a chance for more rain here tonight. So not much going on at the moment, but we have seen it come through northern Minnesota earlier in the day in a fairly decent line. And through northwestern Wisconsin, we've had at least a couple of dribbles going on. Hopefully we get more, because if we've been talking about 3 low pressure systems the past couple of days, the back end of the first one's still with us right now, and the leading end of the second is coming in tonight, followed up tomorrow by the third that's coming our way. And with warm fronts coming in and an included front, temperatures going up on Saturday, the threat for severe thunderstorms does go up as well. Saturday, especially south of Duluth through towards the Hayward area, you could have some strong storms pop up. And of course, meteorologist Peter Kevakowskis we'll be monitoring the Doppler tomorrow night to keep us abreast of that situation. Well, if all this rain pays off, wishful thinking perhaps, the way things have been going, but by early in the morning on Sunday, a lot of towns could be going towards an inch for a total, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered, so let's hope it pays off. Coming up tonight in Minnesota, low temps. I think they're going to be in the 50s to lower 60s, 60% chance for rain for Minnesotans, and it is a 60% chance as well for Wisconsin and the UP. Low temps there, low 60s. For tomorrow, Wisconsin and Michigan, there we do warm up again, 76 to 83 degrees with a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms. And for tomorrow in Minnesota, 70% rain chance, a little bit cooler there, 72 to 78. And come Sunday, the third low departs, and we may have a 30% chance for showers. Not a great chance at all. Then by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Natalie, it does dry up once again, which isn't great news for the towns that are so rain-starved. But on a bright note, Thursday and Friday, that's the start of our next rain chance.
Yeah, at least it's something here. At least we're starting to get a little bit of precipitation in the air, get a little bit of the rain on that ground.
Amen.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Well, a restaurant in Duluth's Lincoln Park neighborhood is asking for donations to help reopen their doors. On Thursday, Spoon's Bar and Grill caught fire twice, dealing $100,000 worth of damage to their kitchen area. Now, according to a Facebook post, the owners expect to be shut down for several weeks. If you'd like to donate, we have a link to the GoFundMe page at CBS3Duluth.com. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And a Two Harbors weekend-long festival is celebrating a local tugboat 125-year history. The Edna G. tugboat worked at the Great Lakes for more than a century ago, helping iron ore boats make their way into the Agate Bay Harbor. Now, she officially retired back in December of 1980. The Edna G. is now preserved as a museum ship in Two Harbors. Her 125th anniversary festivities begin tonight with a fish fry and live music at the American Legion. Saturday and Sunday, there will be food and other vendors, live music, and Edna G. tours, all happening in Two Harbors. Well, it's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets. Today's pet comes to us from the Humane Society up in Douglas County. This is Alistair, and he's a 9-year-old cat looking for a new kind home. Our friends at the shelter tell us that he can be a little shy at first, but once he's comfortable, he'll be your favorite snuggle buddy. Additionally, his adoption fee has been sponsored. If you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Alistair, you can call the number listed on your screen. Still to come, we have heard about how hard the pandemic has been on youth mental health, and now we're seeing it reflected in annual test scores. We break down how Duluth schools are faring coming up after the break.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree dental card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree dental card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree dental card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-945-8449 to receive your free Carefree dental card information kit.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Bolins.
And I'm Ann Nolette.
And we're Advanced Surgical Associates of Northern Minnesota.
Our team has many years of general surgery experience and is the most experienced robotic team in the Northland. We are committed to providing the latest and best surgical techniques to you and your family.
With robotic-assisted surgery, you're likely to have a shorter hospital stay, experience less pain, and recover quicker. We offer our surgical care at multiple hospitals and surgical centers, and most insurance plans are accepted.
Learn more at mnsurgery.com or give us a call today.
It's always a good day for a car wash at Miller Mall Car Wash. But just to be safe, watch Caitlin's Car Wash Forecast weekday mornings on CBS3 This Morning with meteorologist Caitlin Moffett. Sponsored by Miller Mall Car Wash. Only on live, local CBS3.
We've got new information now explaining why.
Why should ordinary Americans care what's happening here in Ukraine?
Deep divisions remain.
Elizabeth, why did they kick you out?
They are expecting public unrest.
Why are they releasing these videos now?
Police are pushing us back.
We found one hell of a story of survival.
That's why you have to do your own research to get to the truth.
School visits are an important part of kind of being part of the community outside of the TV station here. When I was in 6th grade, that's when I learned meteorology was it for me. Being on the other side of that now, for me being able to kind of pursue that, it's important for me to then be able to get back into the community. If I can go into a classroom and get just one person who was interested, or just one person who, you know, leaves there knowing like, wow, I learned something new today. For me, I did my job, and that means a lot to me.
Watch meteorologist Caitlin Moffett weekdays at 5 a.m.
Hi, Gail King here, inviting you to join us every morning right here on CBS. We'll have the important stories and the interviews, all the news that matters really, and best of all, we'll have a good time together. We like to do that. And now you can find us anytime you want on the new Paramount Plus app. So we'll see you every morning right here on CBS. I thought that one was pretty good.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it, being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Minnesota's education officials are reporting significant drops in math and reading test scores. They're blaming school disruptions during the coronavirus pandemic. Now, since 2019, results from the Minnesota Comprehensive Assessments show proficiency rates fell 11 percentage points in math and 7 points in reading. This year, about 77% of eligible Minnesota students completed their tests. That's down from the usual 98%. Duluth schools also saw a drop in scores. 56% of students met or exceeded grade level standards. That's down 6% from 2019. Superintendent John Magus says they're using state and federal funds to ensure student supports are in place. They've added staff focused on counseling, mental health, and subject-specific tutoring. Magus says sometimes a student's needs go beyond the academic.
It's important for schools to really embrace the whole child and think about what do they need from a connection to their peers, what do they need from social, emotional, or mental health supports, and how can we also engage our families too.
Magus says they've made their plans for fall based on feedback from students, families, and teachers, trying to ensure kids could get caught up quickly.
On this Friday night, a day after 13 U.S. service members were killed by a suicide bomber, a new warning saying more attacks are likely as the mission enters its most dangerous phase yet. Plus, evictions set to resume after the Supreme Court weighs in what it could mean for millions of Americans struggling to stay in their homes. And Steve Hartman goes on the road, the amazing surprise one community put together to bring joy to a neighbor. The CBS Evening News is just minutes away.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Hi, I'm Jimmy J.J. Walker. If you're on Medicare, listen to this. I called the 1-800 number to see what extra Medicare benefits I could get. An actual person answered, looked up my zip code, and boom, I was offered extra benefits like dental coverage, including dentures, extractions, fillings, plus prescriptions, transportation, meals, and so much more, all at no additional cost. And then I asked about the benefit that adds money to my Social Security check. And get this, I'm entitled to an extra $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year added to my Social Security check. And I was like, dynamite! Call the 1-800 number on the screen and see what you may be entitled to. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-919-1340. That's 1-800-919-1340 now.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining.
Brought to you by Range Regional Airport. Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke every Tuesday at 10. Only on live, local CBS3.
Doesn't really matter who you are, where you live.
We have a 20 family.
People reach a crisis moment and they don't see any other way out.
Suicide is the fourth leading cause of death for people ages 25 to 34. People struggle with it every day.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Tiffany. If you or your loved one struggles with their mental health and or thoughts of suicide, no, you are not alone. Reach out for help and talk to someone.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Friday evening. Let's take a look back on today's top story and see what's coming up tonight at 6. Tonight at 5, we learn the latest on the wildfires burning to our north. The Greenwood fire has seen no major growth in the past 24 hours, and neither has any of the 8 main fires in the BWCA. Officials are crediting the slowing of the spread to cooler and damp conditions in our region. And coming up tonight at 6, as the world watches the unfolding situation in Afghanistan, we're hearing from a local veteran who says the best thing other vets can do is ask for help, resources in our area, and more coming up tonight at 6. Well, that's your CBS3 News Live at 5. The CBS Evening News is coming up next. We'll see you right back here tonight at 6.